and I said this in an interview for an online magazine, an adult online magazine before, but the statement still holds true. The two biggest porn stars are not Jenna and Tara, they're Pam and Paris and Kim Kardashian. It's like those are your biggest porn stars. It's like, and there are girls that are in high school that aspire to be those women. When you look at someone like that like these mainstream celebrities who, launch their careers or revamp their careers by posing for Playboy or making a sex tape with their lover, it's like, is that exploitation? It's like, you can't, just because it's, a celebrity and not some 19-year-old girl from Iowa. I think that there's fewer women that get into the business trying to do mainstream, and trying to be a mainstream actress, and they fall into porn, because they couldn't make it. It's like, I think that wave of porn stars is the past, and I think that what's more relevant now are girls like Sasha Grey, who are very, very smart and very calculating and know exactly what they're doing and exactly where they're going with their careers. Does the exploitation exist? In some situations, yes. Anytime you put someone who is young and inexperienced in life in a situation with people that are much older and much more experienced, who tell them, this is what you should do with your life, this is what you should do with your career, this is how you should make money, then there's always an opportunity for exploitation. It's like there's all these different elements, and when you put young people into that position where other people can lead them and guide them potentially down the wrong path, there's always that room.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Now, I know I've gotten in a lot of conversations with a lot of other women, especially black women, that feel like hip hop videos are nothing more than, just kind of just having the women kind of there. Does that to you ever kind of water down the music, or do you think that it's just just people having fun? It's just
I don't think that those images of scantily clad women water down the music, because I think the music that uses scantily clad women is already watered down. It's like when you take a product that's all about naked women and bling, what do you expect to be in the video but naked women and bling? When you look at artists like some of the people I named before, like Common or Talib or Q-Tip, they're not. You don't see the scantily clad women in the videos, even though I was in the beginning of the Everything Man video with nothing but a wife beater on. So, it's like, sex is, Paris Hilton sold, a Carl's Jr. burger with a fucking bathing suit on and, and a bucket of water and a hot car. So it's like, if you have a problem with that type of music, and the image that it presents, then you have to fight for better music. You have to fight for artists like Jean Grey to be played on the radio, and not whoever this kid is that's with the birthday sex song. I'm appalled that I can turn the radio on and hear birthday sex, on the radio. It's like, just the word alone, it's like, do I really need for my 11-year-old daughter to be humming along to that song? But you can't get a Jean Grey song played on the fucking radio. So it's like, you have to attack the industry for what it does and what it decides it's going to feed you. If it's going to play the same 13 songs on the radio all the time, it has to be something, it could be something of substance. It doesn't have to be the same bullshit over and over again. But when that's what you get, then what do you expect it to be played visually to accommodate that?
right.
Started following you or Jean Grey, and I saw that you were conversating with her. I found that strange. Like, I don't know. It's just it's not strange anymore because now I know.
Because you see it. I'm into music. I like good music, and Jean Grey and I actually, how that came about is Jean was my MySpace buddy. I saw her on Talib's page, and who's a friend, and then she sent me an email, and we started talking back and forth. This is my MySpace buddy. And now, we talk on the phone, we text each other, we Twitter all the time, we talk about all kinds of crazy shit. And people bug out at my friends list, basically. But it's kind of cool how, I view people, I view celebrities just like I view anybody else. It's like, they're just people, and I'm not afraid to say hello to someone,
Well,
you
you
know,
are a
out of
celebrity.
fear. But I don't see myself as a celebrity. Like, I just see myself as like, you know, I'm just a girl.
Just you.
Yeah, did
Just a girl.
Nas tell you one time or something at a bar
Oh,
one time
God.
ago that you were famous?
The first time I realized I was famous, I was in New York with this girl, Cinnabons, and for the Hot Chocolate Magazine Christmas party. And at the time, editor of Hot Chocolate was a writer for Puffy's Notorious magazine. And so we went to the Notorious magazine party first, and then we went to the Hot Chocolate party. And at the Notorious party, I met this guy who I can't remember his name. This was a long time ago. He invited us to go to a private party, industry party at Justin's. Over the music, at one point I heard someone yell, "Yo, Nas, that's Cinnamon over there." And I thought I was hearing things because I'd had a little bit to drink, and I was like, somebody cannot be telling Nas that I'm standing somewhere. And of course, I'm like a big Nas fan. I mean, Stillmatic was one of the dopest albums I've ever heard. And then his bodyguard came over and said that Nas wanted to meet me. And so, you know, I was escorted over, and we started talking. And he gave me blow by blow. He was like, you know, I just saw this movie that you did the other day, and you had on this outfit, and you were on this set, and you were with the dude, light-skinned dude with the curl, with the rings, the silver rings on. And I'm like, Julian St. John. And he's like, yep. And I was like, okay. And we were just like, we started talking, and that, like, and then over the years, it's like I would have that situation would repeat itself, and it's like other artists that I was a fan of would like
Were fans of yours.
were fans of mine.
Yeah.
And then I realized that the reason they're fans is because all artists just, like, when they're on tour buses for 6 months at a time, all they do is sit up and watch porn and play video games. But that kind of bugged me out in the beginning. And, you know, and over the years, like, I've become friends with a lot of artists. But I think when people see that and they see the response back and forth, it's like, well, it's like, oh, he just responded to a porn star. And it's like, but I'm just a girl. Like, it's like the porn part of me is what I do. It's not who I am. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I love what I do. I have a lot of fun. You can't do this for 16 years and not love what you do, because you can't fake it for that long. Mm-hmm. But I'm just like anybody else.
Yeah. What people, I guess, find kind of hard to grasp onto is that you're smart and intelligent, and you like, I guess, quote unquote, conscious music.
Good music, right.
And, you know, you do adult movies.
Right.
So, I mean, is there
that's
why do you think that people have such a hard time grasping that?
Because they don't want to believe that someone would choose to do porn. You know, there's like, people want to believe that no woman in her right mind would ever do ... You know, they want to believe that the only way that a woman would ever do porn or be a prostitute or take off her clothes on stage in a room full of men is if she was high or if somebody was making her do it. Because we're taught that, you know, a good woman doesn't do this. And, you know, it's like there are a lot of people out there, you know, men, women, whatever, that have this, you know, our society in general suffers from a Madonna whore complex, where we believe, you know, we want, the woman that we're with, that we marry and bear our children, to be a saint that we can put on a pedestal, and then we reserve the girls that we do all the dirty things to, you know, to the chick that we keep on the side in the streets. And they don't want to believe that a woman would choose to do something like this, just because